Hello everybody and welcome. I am the Beta Plan and this is Vampyr and I'm picking up right where we left off last time. And that's because this letter is kind of interesting, and moreover I just noticed something, a detail that I never realized. The Vampire Knight. The Vampire Knight. William. Although the rest I think is truly drivel that you can't really see, there is definitely some words that are legible that are the same as in here. Bremen leader. Carl Edrich. I can read this. That is so cool. I never even realized. William Marshall. Forget the legend about the man. The one most of you never heard of, you lazy bastards. Forget the empty tomb in the temple church. Forget the death of those among us who died trying to locate him. We, the god, know that he is still hiding somewhere. That's the only fact we must keep in mind. Another small detail we need to keep in mind. This little fucker is clever. How many times have we thought we had cornered him, to finally only find old dust and cobwebs? Marshall has been a vampire for 1,000 years. We're no match until we change our plans concerning his hunt. So here are a few questions for you lazy bastards. And I want all of them answered before speaking of another great hunt to pin the leech down. Who helped him escape his den under Temple Church? We know now for a fact that a private contractor was paid to move a large coffin from the church a few years before we investigated the tomb. What exactly did the traitors of the Brotherhood of St. Paul discuss with Marshall when they met in 1785 in London? The report of this meeting has been burned, but the witnesses remain of a request made by Marshall to access a specific book in their library. Why does the monstrosity known as the Lady Blackwood seem linked to Marshall? They exchanged letters. She went in London to meet him in 1786, according to the Brotherhood spies. She tried to directly buy his castle in Wales in 1793, before fleeing when spotted by our fearless mentor Kendall Stone. See the pattern here? What happened during these few years? Why such agitation and activity? Answer these questions, my brother, and you will find the path to our most eminent foe, William Marshall, oldest vampire of England, to survive our righteous wrath. From Know Your Enemies by Carl Eldridge, Bremen leader. Lady Blackwood? Don't tell me Lady Ashbury and Lady Blackwood are the same. That's gotta be a shocker. Alright. Can I open this?
It's locked.
It's locked. Alright. Pit note. Evidence safe. Until further notice, the safe will be used to store sensitive evidences. It must always be locked. If you need to access it, just find me on the last floor to get the key. And bloody remember to bring it back to me when you're done.
I should find the key to that box.
Alright. William Marshall's memoirs. The Brotherhood of the St. Paul Stole finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside the new Cathedral of St. Paul. I like the wit and solemnity of these men. What a symbol. To choose the place where I defeated this disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition. Interesting. There, in the sacred silence of the church and under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against this evil creature, the Dust Astro, the Eater of Stars, who only wished to spread death and pestilence all around her. Since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request, my burning desire to stop the blood of hate. Their primate promised to come back to me with an answer. The primate of St. Paul wrote back to me with just a name, the Tear of Angels. According to him, this ancient artifact could heal anything, cleanse any blackened soul, and purify my blood. Blessed be the Lord. It took me more than 100 years to find a cure for the blood of hate, but I may finally have found it. Soon the rage shall end. Soon I may repair the wrong I did and cleanse my failures. Now all I need to do is to retrieve the necessary ingredients to create the artifact. To create it? Okay. It's a mixture. Blood of the purest heart mixed with the blood of a king. To find such rare ingredients is not that worries me the most, for the time is on my side. It's the last part that worries me. Pure essence of garlic. I'm afraid it will literally hurt like hell when I drink the antidote. But if that's the price to pay to cleanse my soul and correct my mistakes, I'm ready to endure this excruciating pain.
Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind.
That is quite interesting because, to be fairly honest, that sounds to me like he was trying to undo his vampirism.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skal epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? You sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
I trust you, Edgar, but the Guard of Priwen is onto something.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession. Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
I do hope actually I will be able to go back and get the key for that safe though. I by accident stormed in here and thinking that perhaps I find something else, but whatever.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum.
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theater. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
I made a mistake. But what is science if not trial and error? We both know it, Jonathan, we both know it.
What a poor justification for your morbid fascination and thirst for glory.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Oh my, this is really weird. So for once, if we are the pacifist here, I think this is the worst option. You deserve it. To just let die. I don't think that's cool. Embrace it to make it death quicker. That's a lot of XP work, but I don't think that's right. I just really fear of creating a vampire. Simply because of how strong my blood is. But I don't think Edgar Swansea... Don't think he deserves to die by the god of Prewin. And he's a kind soul. Unlike with McCullum, which I was also wondering later, like, if you turned him... My god, you have to know your child well if you're gonna give them immortality. Am I missing an option here, I wonder? Oh, this is a tough decision. I'm really at a loss here. I don't want him to die, though. That's in general. It's all. This I feel is just being cruel.
No, Edgar, you are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So?
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then.
Wait, what? What I always searched for? That's not what I knew, and that's not what I'm very happy with.
To die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
If he survives at all, let's just make sure we say that. I don't know if I like this idea. I really didn't know which way to go. We filled one hint, and we gained another. We filled 2 hints now. Oh. Oh, I really hope I didn't just fill my pacifist run, but God darn it, did he die? My XP levels is 550. Didn't I have enough XP to revive him? Did he just die in general? Dr. Swansea. Oh, sorry. We found out 1 hint, and we filled 2 others. He said he always wanted this. That makes me really scared that I've done the wrong thing. I'll admit. I am not a happy camper. I need to find the safe box key though first. That's the first thing I want. Right now. And after that I need to talk to Lady Ashbury. I am really...
Not a safe place.
I am really scared of what happened just now. If I could cue the other guy. Cue the other guy. But you will not allow me that. Good, because now we can do this.
I have it. I can now open the box.
I didn't want the rat. I wanted their goodies.
Blood.
Darn it, I really don't know if I done well with Edgar. That is the sign of a good game though. That if a decision is this hard to make and you're not sure on what to do. Wow. That really is a sign of a good game. I feared terribly much so that I destroyed my passive run. Simply because there's an achievement about it. But moreover, if I did the right thing.
I really don't know if I should read this.
The cards worry me, for they keep announcing the coming of the imprecise but the terrible danger distinct from this awful war. I better call back the legends to London and tell them to observe and report on an unusual event. Oh shoot, this is what we were not supposed to read. This is what we're not supposed to read. I am an idiot. I didn't want to read this. Well, now that we've done, we're just gonna have to go with it. Something is definitely going on. The cards keep hiding what is approaching, and that can only mean something powerful is moving. Something so strong and potent, the cards cannot fully reveal its nature. All the legates but one are back in London. His mission in Lhasa is too crucial to be aborted. The only noticeable event in his frequent meetings between Aloysius Dawson and the Ascalon Club. There's nothing to worry about for now. A terrible epidemic is upon us, and I don't like this at all. My legates have been sent back to overseas to protect them from the disease, but also to find any clue about the origin of the plague. I am not totally convinced this is all natural. In the past, we had many cases of vampire activity linked with sudden epidemics. We must remain vigilant. All over the world, hundreds of thousands dead, broken families, despair and affliction deeply rooted in our hearts. This epidemic is a curse. Reports from every country tell me that this catastrophe, tongue-tied, ladies and gentlemen, tongue-tied. Catastrophe, there we go, has no boundaries, no limits. The good news is that the disease seems to have withdrawn. The bad news is the cards keep on foreseeing a calamity. Cards were right in the beginning. A calamity is upon us. The best sign may be the return of the God of Previn. Geoffrey McCullen himself is back in London. He is actively inquiring and recruiting members for a new campaign. Whatever I may think of McCullen's methods, I must admit he was a good nose for danger. I must admit he has a good nose for danger. We must all stay alert. McCullen did not waste any time. At least 3 of his warhounds have been ordered to survey me. Some old hate, some old methods once again. They will inquire about all my moves, all my acquaintances, and all my actions. I know they are convinced I am an immortal plotting against them, against humanity. Stupid hunters. I have no time for this. I may have my secrets, but I am not the conspiring foe thereafter. But they are right about something. The cataclysm will not be avoided. For the second time since I am the Primate of St. Paul, I fear for this city. Skulls are invading London, and the entire country. No, not invading. They are already here. They are among us, released by the flesh of the many infected. Observers of the Brotherhood tell me that foreign vampires arriving from all over Europe delight to get their share of innocent and suffering flesh. This country, as we know it, may be on the verge of oblivion. We still don't know what is maneuvering against us. The cards are still worrying me, as if the real danger was not revealed yet. I am convinced that the God of Previn is about to launch a second great hunt. This is the only explanation for the patterns of activities deployed by McCullen. Control strategic command posts all over the city, certain creation of many new weapons. Not certain, creation of many new weapons. Robbery to quickly finance this expensive undertaking. I know my name will be on the list if they decide to hunt down all identified vampires in England, but I refuse to submit to this threat. Our Previn attack is imminent. Scouts and patrols are getting closer every night. I can't even blame them, for the situation is critical. A few reports even claim the horned vampire may be back. But their blindness never ceases to astonish me. How can they keep considering me a foe? Have I not proved I am their ally? Have I not done all I can protect mortals? This is my last entry in the journal. May God have mercy on our souls.
I can't believe it.
Well, let's bring back. So, time to get out of this theater. By the way, why am I doing this? That's not needed. We can just take the front door. We have opened that opportunity to us. So we're going to get out of here. We're going to bring back the book. Then we're going to talk to Lady Ashbury. I have no idea if I did right by Dr. Swansea. I spent a lot of money on rivets and things for weaponry. And not for hints. Perhaps if I had gotten more hints from the cards, I would have had a better idea. Lady Ashbury is really close by though. No, but I really first want to bring back.
Jones became the original carrier when Edgar gave her vampire blood. I must tell Elizabeth.
It seems that the enemies have been respawned. I'm going to take the dangerous shortcut. Actually, it's less dangerous than normal. Because I don't have the big threat. There we go. And normally I found this route more dangerous because of the presence of... Ooh, hello. Thank you.
Put an end to you! Pay for this!
No, I'm not, because your late ally put me in a spot there. Oh, I thought I got out. Woo!
Kill it what you deserve!
Wait, what? He broke off his attack and then restarted it. That's the first time I've seen that happen. You got so much HP! Really, get out of here. Man, that took way more blood than I wanted it to do. Just making sure there's nobody here, because last time I got bump rushed by 2 vampires and that did not go my way very well. Hiya, big guy. Don't mind me, just gonna use a few powers that don't take a lot of blood. Oh, you're the guy that actually explodes at the end. You are some kind of an infected form of the big guy. Wait, did you just phase through the wall? I can't do that with my shadow step, but then again, perhaps that's your... You actually were allowed to actually hit me there. Okay. Fairness level a little low, I would say. Anything else that I can gain blood from in this area because I'm low again? Probably up here, yeah. She's gonna see me. Ah, she saw me. Oh, I don't like this fight at all. I remember this fight. I did not like it at all. And see how hard it is for me? I can't use backwards to get actually out of this mess. Because of how they are lined up and how I'm looking only at the first person. Or sorry, the last person in that row. There we go. Great. And I'm still really hurt, so I still have to do this. I can't get blood if you constantly require me to heal up back up because of your bloody abilities. It has such an incredible reach. I hear another one to my left. I don't have enough blood to use abilities. I can hardly get close because of that. And as soon as I make one stunt, The other one guards her more or less by using her abilities. This is my chance. Great, lovely. No, I need to get out. I can't get rid of the proper area. Just gonna stand still here for a moment. Thank you. That is decent amount of blood regained. Woo! Thank you. Get that, get this. Where did you die? Did you leave me anything? No, you did not. Okay. And I heard something over here. Was just me announcing myself for no freaking reason. But seeing you only have blood resistance, I think I can handle you. Oh no, you're that person that leaves blood when they poof. No, 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 get out. Oh. I just want full blood, man. That's all I want. Alright, well, let's get out of the park. Let's get out of the park. Hello. Thank you. I almost have the feeling that Edgar Swansea didn't make it because I didn't have enough XP. It said it costed me XP to create him, and I don't know if I had enough. We need to go here to the left. And then there's this little alcove down below in the tomb. Which is apparently the tomb, or which I'm now going to assume is the tomb of William Marshall over here. With all those weird stones.
Good evening, Jonathan Reed. Can I help you in any way?
I found your notebook. The one the guard of Prewen stole from you.
And you brought it back to me. That's excellent news, Jonathan. Were you able to keep yourself from reading it?
No.
Ah, the oldest temptation of all. If Pandora herself did not pass the test, I suppose I should not blame you for your curiosity.
So you're not angry with me?
Why should I be? To live is to make choices, Jonathan. And you made yours. Now give it to me, please.
Well, I'm glad he isn't extremely angry with me.
Until we meet again.
I rarely wander, yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. Cards never lie, but they are never easy to read.
So I have the feeling that this is perhaps the crypt of William Marshall, and which is probably my maker, the Horned Vampyr. That's what I'm now leaning towards too. Although I'm not even sure if they are actually exactly the same. But right now, I want to talk to Lady Ashbury. I hope I did right by my choice. I feel still really have compounding feelings about me embracing Dr. Swansea. No enemies over here. Alright. I think the fastest route to her is if I just simply go here and take to the left. It's interesting that they're both characters here are shouting on the streets when there is nobody else around. The streets feel deserted. Even I mean, it's logical because there's an epidemic and all that. I'm not complaining about the game like there's no people. It's empty. but it's a bit like... I've got to be careful. Dang it! I gotta be careful, as I already said. I wanted to drain some of his blood, but... This is going to be a bloody fight. Not so much because it's a fight, but because I'm gonna use a ton of abilities here to help me out. I'm trying to get out of here. Cue the other guy. Thank you. I need blood. Thank you. That's going to be our biggest blood bag, at least if he doesn't turn around.
Sir, no civilians allowed.
Okay.
Are you bloody stupid?
No, I'm gone. I'm gone. Let's try it again. Now without... No, he just doesn't want to give me the chance. Nope, I ain't got blood barrier, so you cannot get me out of my concentration. You know what? Bye-bye. Just to make it easier. Okay, we're on nearly full blood. Nearly full health. These two will give me all I want. I did not want to do this. You were the one I wanted to have words with. Thank you. I'm about to reach the guy in the far end, the farther end, in order to have him attack me. So I'm a little hesitant. Boop. Bye bye. All right, Lady Ashbury, let's go. Did I do well by it? Tell me, my love. Was this the proper decision to make? Oh, I am really hesitant. I'm afraid she will be angry at me, and probably by right I did not know what to do with the Dr. Swansea. Oh.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skal epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Okay, now I'm confused a little bit, because I had the feeling the game had told me that the entire epidemic was a skull epidemic, but perhaps they were overlapping. Would that have made me kill Dr. Edgar Swansea? No. Let him die, perhaps, instead of bracing him? I feel...
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Icor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your
Wait!
enemy.
No! Elizabeth!
I think this is an excellent time to save and come back to you at the next time when we need to gather the ingredients for the antidote. Obtain a drop of William Marshall's King Arthur's grave from Geoffrey McCollum. Search for the insulin of the old morgue of the Pembroke Hospital. We're going to do those things in the next episode. And in the meantime, I'm going to give my cat some food because they are trying to get in front of my keyboard and trying to pester me because I'm not a good master according to them, even if they're begging for food half an hour before normal dinner time. Yes, I'm talking about you two. Well, I say thank you for watching, and remember, great peril yields great beauty.